How you doing today? My name is George. Welcome to my channel. Make sure you subscribe and like and all that fun stuff so that we can keep this channel up and running. This video and next video are going to be the three movies because I've already got it scheduled out that way. Then I'm going back to singles on the video reviews. That way seems to be getting better results, or have been getting better results from the singles versus the triples. So we'll just do the triples, and that mic doesn't want to stay where I put it. So today we've got three movies. We've got Dante Peak, Lara Croft's Tomb Raider, the first one, and we've got Knives Out, which is a newer movie. Excuse me. I should pop that out, but I probably won't. So Dante's Peak is the first one. We're going to go to Dante's Peak, which is a 1997 American disaster film. And it was starred with Pierce Brosnan. Pierce Brosnan plays a volcanologist that is sent to a little town. It doesn't say, I can't tell you where they praised it, but a little town called Dante's Peak. It's basically a little town nestled at the bottom of a volcano. So he sounds the warning alarms and runs around town trying to get people to evacuate, and then nobody evacuates. His boss says that he's just premature because of a previous volcano that erupted. They show at the beginning of the film where his wife gets a meteorite in the forehead. Anyway, so let me get back to the other page on the computer so I can read what I wrote for a script, because I haven't got the thing where I could just read it off the teleprompter working yet. I don't have the right screen for that just yet. So it's a volcano that's warming up to suddenly erupt. It was released 1997 across the United States. So Harry Dalton, which is Pierce Brosnan, he works for the USGS as a volcanologist, and his partner and everybody else is just trying to kill 4 years before Harry lost his wife, like we were saying. So they run all over this mountain, checking the mountain for signs that this volcano is going to erupt, which is kind of cool the way they do it. They even get a little robot, because we're big into robots nowadays. You got to go watch this little thing. They call it Spider Legs. It has all kinds of problems. He develops a relationship with the town's mayor. They call her Rachel in the movie. She and her mother, Ruth, they all go up, try to cross the lake after they get trapped. While they go up and visit first, everybody goes up, takes a temperature. They find a hot springs with cooked people in it and cooked animals around the outside, which is, kind of gruesome, but it's still kind of cool. It makes the movie interesting. And then they find dead trees in the movie. They cross the lake in an aluminum boat, which is turned to acid, sink. They drive trucks through lava down through the eruption zone during the eruption, or just before the eruption. It gives you a first-hand look at basically what a volcano looks like when it blows up. And then the mayor and her kids and Harry Dalton, or Pierce Brosnan, at the end find shelter and survive, but his boss doesn't make it across the bridge. It's actually kind of funny, and I'm really not chatty today for some reason. So the town made the third most interesting place to live or best place to live list before they started. So they call out the National Guard to help evacuate the town. They have meetings at the high school. I think there were like 4 meetings at the high school trying to Pierce Brosnan or Harry Dalton was trying to evacuate the town, and then his boss came in and told him no, we can't evacuate the town. They set up a command center and watched the mountain from close, put sensors on it. So yeah, when he drives through the volcano, when he drives through the pre-eruption lava flows, he steals a U.S. Forest Service truck or Service Rangers. He drives all the way down because his truck got destroyed. They drive through water in this one. The kids get to drive a truck up a hill, up the mountain to go save Grandma. They have a helicopter crash. I mean, it's just a cool movie. It's lots of action, lots of fun stuff to do. And I got to figure out how to get these videos longer than 7 minutes when I go back to 1. That's going to be a tough one. So anyway, so they I don't have those numbers on this page. I am going to have to get it up. That sucks for me. I guess I'm not prepared today. I thought I got everything I wanted on the blog, but I don't have the damn cost and what it made and how much it made and all that stuff pulled up on my computer. All I really know is what year it came out. So I'm on the page where I can find that now. Okay, the budget was $116 million. And they made 178 million, 0.1. Wow. They did pretty good with this one. It's 109. It was released in the United States. And it was Pacific Western Productions made this movie. And distributed by Universal Pictures. So I guess they teamed up. So Dante's Peak was a good disaster film. It destroyed this little town. They did a rescue at the back using caterpillars and things, and at the end they go fishing. So I like that movie. It was pretty good. I'm going to give it a full 4 stars because they actually made money on this sucker, which they don't. Some of the movies we've been talking about lately haven't made any money. This one made money. So now we are going to go to, Tomb Raider, Lara Croft's Tomb Raider. In just a minute, let me get that pulled up too, because this one came out in 2003. And that was Angelina Jolie, and she was hot back then. Not like she is now. She's over the hill by now. And that's the reason why I liked the movie at the time. So Angelina Jolie was the Tomb Raider. They were looking for, what do they call that? Caesar's, the Cradle of Life. That's what they were looking for in this movie. It's lots of action. They talk about an ancient earthquake and uncovers a Greek tomb where they go and find it and investigate, because everybody's searching the wrong spot. She comes up with the right answers naturally. Then it becomes she gets the orb or the key or the map, whatever you want to call it. And then bad guys want it. She gets to go all over the place. She gets to travel the world. She gets to be the boss of another guy. Yeah, my nose is doing a number on me right now. She gets licensed to kill him. They go meet pirates and all kinds of fun stuff across this movie. High action, high intensity, lots of fun. Keep you on the edge of your seat as to what they're doing. She has her minions at home at her castle just working on the project. They're tech guys that live in tech guys, it looks like from this movie. They end up in a Hong Kong lab. They end up in China for Ming Dynasty soldiers. Hong Kong lab on a boat. They get those flying suits where you put your arms out and they got wings down below and across your legs. They use those in this movie. They mess with the Shin Li, which is supposed to be a triad tribe. I mean, this is really a fun movie to play with, to watch. Of course, you get to watch Lara Croft or Angelina Jolie in her prime doing this, because 2003, she's gone different. Okay, so it was actually a fun movie, and they get lots of good special effects, especially towards the end when they actually find where the Cradle of Life is at. They find the mountain on the map that it's hidden in all places Africa. So they go find this tribe, and they tell them not to go, don't disturb it, it shouldn't be found. And Lara Croft is of the opinion everything should be found and brought to life so she can make money off of it. That's what Tomb Raiders do. Then when she refuses to back down, they get in there, and she figures out the secret, and lo and behold, she opens the Cradle of Life. Then they have a big old fight inside the caves where the Cradle of Life is at. The box is floating in acid they're going after, and it's actually a really fun movie to watch. It really, really, really seems to get your attention. I wished I could chop, cut, and rebuild on this, so I'm probably going to be doing this type of video for YouTube, and then when I go single, I may be building 2 videos for this, one for Rumble and possibly Locals. I just heard about that site, so I may be going over there to put this channel up there. And the other channel that I'm not going to give you the address to, just to see if I can get better results over there than I do here. Over there, it's paid membership to watch, and you'll get better content over there because I'll do it Cisco and Ebert style. I'll just find scenes in the movie I like and cut them out and play clips for you. Like the earthquake scene at the party at the beginning of this movie. Now, this one is a mystery. This is also a mystery movie. I believe it was based on a book. At the end, she figures out the map is also the key to get into the place where the Pandora's box, that's what it's supposed to be called, Pandora's box, was kept, so that everybody could actually stay alive. Apparently it released a plague, or if it was open, it released a plague that do it. And then on the blog, it's got a basic description of what's going on. It almost looks like Wikipedia, but it's not. I wrote this out myself, with all the links to Wikipedia with all the names and stuff, so you can go research all the actors if you wish. So anyway, this movie was released 2003 in the U.S., 2003 all across the United Kingdom, Japan, Germany, basically all over the world, it looks like. All over the modern world, let's put it that way. Then they spent $95 million on this thing and made $160.1 million at the box office. I imagine they're still making money on it. People watching it all over the world on DVD and on-demand videos all over the place. And let's see, where am I at now? Okay, I got one more video on this. Don't forget to go to georgelawfrey.com and put your name in the email thing. And then make sure you bookmark that channel so you can come back and if you get yourself on the mailing list and the email thing, then you'll not only get updates from the blog updating, but you'll know when I start putting products on there, if I do. I'm still not sure if I'm going to yet, but I'm trying to update and improve that website a lot. So Knives Out is the next movie we're going to talk about, which is a mystery film, mystery action film, who did it type of thing. And it's a murder mystery film, actually, but it doesn't sound that way. So anyway, what we're going to do here with Knives Out, it came out in 2019, by the way. We're going to go ahead and talk about this brand new movie. I got a bunch of brand new movies I got to get caught up on. I'm still working on the 850 movies, and they just keep growing. And I'm probably going to end up having to upgrade my storage device to keep up. And my DVD storage center is going to have to be upgraded too, because I'm getting more. So Knives Out is basically a rich family living off of granddad or dad's business. He used to write books, and he doesn't publish them, or he publishes the books as they were written, but he doesn't let them make them into movies or nothing like that. But he makes millions and millions and millions on the publishing, the printing of his books. He's got his own publishing and printing place. So apparently he makes more money. And then they're celebrating his 85th birthday at his mansion or his house. And the next morning he's found dead. The last person, Helen's the housekeeper. They find him with his throat slit. They blame the nurse that was taking care of him. They've got a big old plot on how he got himself into it. She thinks she gave him the wrong medication, which it goes on through the movie, her thinking she has gave him the wrong medication. If he'd have followed, then she tries to call an ambulance when she figures it out, and he says no because he's not going to live long enough. So he commits suicide in front of her, and then tells her to leave, make a big noise, drive her car just outside the gates, then come back in around the cameras, so that she can set things up and clean up, and the bag and everything else was left at the scene. Then she goes home. Like I said, the next morning, Helen, the housekeeper, finds her, and then they call in the cops. A private detective is called in, and it just turns into a great big old search for whodunit, which is actually kind of cool. It's a movie worth watching. And towards the end, the only evidence to prove the nurse's guilt or innocence is burned in the coroner's office, which is burned up. Then later on, they reveal who burned it up and who was after the money. And the nurse, and when they do the Reed willing, the nurse gets the entirety of his estate left to her instead of the family, and so they're all going after her about that. It's really, really kind of a crazy tale of modern society. And, they hit the nose on the button. Most of what they said happened in the movie. They actually did do. Or if this type of family would do, because they're all spoiled little rich kids living off of stipends off of dad's just basically spoiling them to death. And it's turning into a bicker fest. They run around trying to figure out who did it. The detective works pretty good. on figuring out what's going on, and it turns out to be the pretty good, interesting film. Now, I gotta bring it up again. I forgot to do that. Oh well. Yeah, I'm getting slow at this. You'll have to bear with me because my computer's not working the best, and I'm really slow at using it. But we'll get her up. So I enjoyed the movie. It was pretty good, and I suggest you go follow the links that are in the blog and get the movie or watch it online, whatever your preference is. All the links that I've given you come from Amazon, and they'll be on Twitter. You'll have to look for them because they probably come out 3 or 4 weeks ago, or a week ago, or whatever, a year ago, depending upon when I decided to make the movie. I just pop them out. Anyway, so when they interrogate her, they get a big wall of knives behind them. I thought that was kind of cool feature that he had in the house, where it just shows a bunch of knives all over the place. And features of the house this guy built are references to his books. So, it's funny. Then they got an old lady that's in this movie, Mother or something, that sits in a chair looking out the window, and that's all she does. She doesn't really talk a lot in the movie, which is kind of good. So, I'm rambling on a lot, but, All right, so that movie, I'm giving that a full 5 stars. It was a good movie. I recommend everybody go watch it because, a good murder mystery is always something that you should be interested in watching. I'd say it's a good movie for a date night. You get her on the couch, pop this movie in, and she'll be jumping in your lap real quickly. Or, at least you hope so. And they did a relatively small budget on this thing, which was $40 million. And it made at the box office $311.4 million. So this movie, for being good and not having any real politics for the nation, it actually turned out to be a good movie. I like it when Hollywood does the movie right, but when they do movies like some of the ones we're going to be talking about pretty soon that came out this year, 2021, we're going to be talking about some movies they just plain went and did politics on, and I'm really going to be hammering on those because some of them I've already seen and some of them I've just got reports on. I just can't seem to keep up with all the movies that are coming out and keep this going and get the videos edited with the new job because it's peak season right about now, and I'm working 6 days a week. It's 9 hours a day, but it's just killing me because it's a physical job. And with modern women working there, or the have-it-all women working there, it makes it very difficult to enjoy the job, which is, part of the reason why I've got that GoFundMe page up and running, because it's on the blog. I'll put a link to it in the description below for the GoFundMe page if you want to go put it in there. It does say it is a big number, but around here, if you look on the job or the housing search places, because that's what it's for, is to buy a bigger house so that I can have control over what's going on in my life again. I don't like living under Mom's roof. Mom should be living under my roof, the way I see it. But the whole idea here is so that I don't have to move out of state, because I got to get out of this house because she keeps putting my mooch niece first, and she won't get rid of her, won't make her get her own place because she's 26 years old and keeps wanting and wants to keep a piece of shit job at Walmart. Shouldn't be saying those kind of words here on YouTube, but if I take the video down, they take it down. It'll be up on Rumble and all the videos for this year and all the new videos are all getting backed up now that I've got extra storage space. I've got extra network drives that failed and put a new drive in, and so now I'm using it to store all my videos on. It's 4 terabytes. And I can put these videos on, and then hopefully by the springtime I get to upgrade the DVD storage or the network storage device to a bigger one, much bigger. But back to the GoFundMe page, the whole idea is to get me a house of my own so I can have control that's not in a HOA, because I don't want somebody telling me what I want to do and what I can't do in the front yard. I may be driving a pickup truck or a vehicle they don't like, and I don't want problems over that. Or I may not want the grass that they want me to have. I may want cactus garden out front. It just depends upon my mood when I decide to do stuff, or rose bushes instead of oleander bushes, or box shrubs, or I don't want to be in a cookie cutter neighborhood. I want to be able to express my own expressions. Now, the average house around here is about 300 to 500 and 1,000, and the ones that are right around 500,000 are all the new construction is all HOA crap. I don't want to live in HOA, and the ones that are about 300,000 are being bought up by corporations. You can't get them. Even if you had cash, you can't get them because the bankers and the realtors are going to favor the corporations over the private individual around here. It's really disgusting how they do it. So if I'm going to find a house, be able to buy a house that's not in an HOA, big enough for me, mom, and a place to have my movies projects, or YouTube video studio room. I've got to have at least 2,500 square feet with a good sized garage. And the only way you're going to get that around Reno here without being in an HOA is either drive 40 or 50 miles to go to your office or work or whatever you're doing, or just buy a house for right around $1 million, which that's why I got the GoFundMe page up, because if I do, when I get the GoFundMe page funded, or if it gets funded, I'll just say if, because I'm not sure it's going to ever get funded, because I don't have enough people watching this to do it, and nobody's actually talking about what I'm talking about, and I don't think anybody's going to see this part of the video anyway. If you do, leave it in a comment that you watched the whole thing. But the GoFundMe page is set up for $2 million because the GoFundMe site's going to take 20% off the top when I take money out. Then I have to pay taxes on that too, which is going to be right around 20-25%. Then by the time I get around to buying a house, it'll probably be just the purchase price of the house, so it'll be paid for, and barely enough money to get a business so I can pay the taxes on the house going, which should be right around $250,000 to $300,000. And, plus whatever taxes the business makes. Now, if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't care. I just, keep my rent as low as I possibly can, and, work as little as possible. And since I'm single and no chance of getting a girlfriend or anything like that, wife, because of what's going on in the world, the way women are today. So, anyway, we'll go ahead and conclude this. Hopefully you go subscribed and went to the website and put your email address in after you've watched this whole video, if you did. And the GoFundMe page link will be in the description, or if it's not, it'll be on the blog at georgelawfrey.com, which I'll put it up there again. If you've watched all my videos recently, you should know about georgelawfrey.com quite a bit. And we'll go ahead and take a break. This one's turned out to be a long one. We'll go ahead and stop here, and be safe, be good, and don't do a thing, Joe Biden says. Have a nice one.